Hey everybody, welcome back to the show, and now we're going to see Frank Shamrock in action. Josh, Frank Shamrock has had an interesting career. A lot of fighters, they want to keep fighting, as we see Funaki making the comeback, but Frank Shamrock retired as the UFC middleweight champion.
He did, and that was a very, I wouldn't say controversial, but a lot of us as fans and fighters were really surprised that Frank would take that kind of decision when it seemed like he was at his peak. But still, Frank has recently made a comeback. He's been fighting within Strikeforce and against a very tough competitor in Phil Baroni and getting the win there, and also was in the first ever event on Showtime for mixed martial arts in Elite XC.
And now we're going to see him in Pancrase taking on Ryushi Yanagisawa.
Frank Shamrock versus Ryushi Yanagisawa.
And one of the questions about Frank Shamrock that some critics have, Josh, is that he needs to be motivated to fight. He might not always be on the top of his game. Do you see any motivational problems with Frank Shamrock?
One thing that I've noticed about Frank within Pancrase, and even anytime Frank steps up to fight, he gets really psyched up for the match. This is one guy that fighting is never going to be a difficult situation for him. I would actually say that Frank thrives in the ring.
And as you see his look, perhaps adopting the Minoru Suzuki hairdo.
Hey, if you got it, flaunt it.
Hey, and look at Shamrock pumping himself up, like you said, Josh, likes to get fired up.
Suzuki, the taller and heavier opponent, hopefully looking to use his range against Shamrock. Shamrock looking to use his speed and athleticism.
And Shamrock, a nice right leg kick. The crowd getting a little excited over that one.
High kick by Shamrock, followed into a head tie-up. Big right slap from Shamrock. Inside low kick. Yanagisawa following with a high kick.
And a vicious takedown by Shamrock. That was technically sound.
Nice double leg by Shamrock. Sucks his legs up, brings him back into the center of the ring while inside his guard. Now looking to advance through, maybe look for a leg lock while inside in the guard, or pass all the way through and look for an arm.
Move along in the fight. Frank Shamrock still on top right now with the side control.
Using that forearm to grind across Yanagisawa's face, getting him to move. Giving up the back is Yanagisawa as Frank puts in the double grapevine, looking to sprawl him out, and catch the neck just like that.
And I think he's got the rear naked choke on Yanagisawa. Might have to consider going for the ropes, and he does. He puts his foot over the rope. And you can't do that, Josh. You don't have to grab the ropes with your hands.
You can use your foot, you can use your head, anything. As long as you're initiating grabbing the rope of some sort, they'll recognize it as a rope escape. Wisely used by Yanagisawa there, as that choke was on tight.
I guess if you have to put your head over the ropes, you're in some real trouble.
That's a pretty bad situation, but if someone's going to break your ankle off, it's better that than go home with one foot. As Yanagisawa working a front headlock there. Nice knee to the body by Yanagisawa.
I think Shamrock felt that one, as you see Shamrock backing up and now wisely taking Yanagisawa down on the mat where he can't throw any knees.
Yanagisawa's got to be upset about not being able to capitalize on that knee, because I can see that really affected Shamrock. It probably hit him right in the sweet spot, and Shamrock right now is using this as an opportunity to regain his win.
And both fighters were on the ground, and we move along in the fight, and now both fighters on their feet, exchanging leg kicks, and Shamrock tried to go for a takedown, not really successful, and now Yanagisawa has him mounted.
Yanagisawa, what I like to call an S-mount position, looking for the triangle from on top, catching Shamrock's head with his leg and trying to get that arm across, now sliding off, trapping the arm, hooking the head in the far arm.
And as this match carries on, Josh, does stamina come into play?
I think so, and things, other aspects like nice roll-up by Shamrock, looking to catch the armbar, reversing, getting back to the feet, landing a knee, and look at them strike.
Both fighters exchanging strikes. Shamrock wants no part as he falls down. Yanagisawa gets right back on top, giving Shamrock no breathing time.
Both of these two fighters have engaged very hotly on the feet with strikes, kicking, punching.
And both fighters now on their feet after the referee break. They'll restart.
Lead-off strike from Yanagisawa ends up with him getting taken down to his back by Shamrock. Shamrock again working inside the guard.
Move along the fight. Shamrock on top. has Yanagisawa down on the mat.
Well, if I'm Yanagisawa, I'm going to try and get back to my feet because that's where he's found the most success. He hasn't scored that down yet that he needs, but that's the only place I can see that he's really been able to do much damage to Shamrock. Shamrock here, attacking the arm and the neck inside Yanagisawa's guard.
Now, Frank Shamrock has the lead with time running out. He doesn't really feel any pressure to press the action.
Thinking, in fact, that was exactly what I was thinking right now, Rob, and that is that Shamrock's up 2-0. There can't be a whole lot left in this match. If anybody's got to be urgent, it's got to be Yanagisawa. But
great minds think alike, Josh.
But one thing to say is that Frank Shamrock is a finisher. He's not a kind of guy that likes to let anything go to decision. So I would be surprised if he was to just simply ride this fight out.
And Yanagisawa has already used 2 escapes, so at this point, he has to be looking to land a big blow to KO Frank Shamrock.
Right, and Frank's got to know that knee has got to be hurting Yanagisawa after applying that vicious toe hold to it. Yanagisawa, leading with the knee, ends up back onto his back again and mounted, has been unable to score much damage in this fight, and with only 1 minute left, it's not looking very good for him.
Now, I don't know if Yanagisawa's kicks are fast enough, Josh. Every time he throws it, Shamrock seems to be catching his leg and then taking him down.
I agree. It's Shamrock working the top wrist lock there from the mount position, the cross face, and maybe looking to set into a side choke. Now off the side control of Shamrock with the cross face there, dropping the elbow on the cheekbone, trying to get Yanagisawa to move from underneath him. The thing with the kicks on Yanagisawa is that it's really more about timing than it is about speed. If he was able to hit with the right timing, as Shamrock's coming in on that tackle, we might get the same effect that we had with Kunio.
And right there, I think that was a ref break, not an escape, as Frank Shamrock not backing off, throwing Yanagisawa into the corner, and another takedown by Shamrock. He's been doing that all fight long.
Yanagisawa in the half guard, looking to attack that double wrist lock, but Shamrock well wise to that, trapping the arm on the inside and securing the victory.
So Yanagisawa looking for the KO, unable to get it. Ken Shamrock is your winner. His record improves to 9-3-1. He has a 5-match win streak, and he has to be feeling great, Josh. He's just beating Yanagisawa. And before this, he has wins over Suzuki and Funaki.
Yeah, great job by Shamrock. A very evenly contested fight in many aspects. A difficult match, but really Frank was able to execute on another level for this fight, and that's going to take him above and beyond at this point.
And Yanagisawa's slump continued. This is 6 consecutive losses for him now. His record 6-8-1 as we come back to the studios. Something I want to ask you, Josh, when you're a fighter, how much of it is hard work and how much of it is God-given talent?
Well, I know for a fact that all of those guys were working very, very hard in the gym to develop their skills, but you can't deny that someone like Frank Shamrock has been blessed with a mind and an ability for mixed martial arts, and that's just something that you can't factor into the equation. Some people are just born with that mind that can digest the techniques and the skill sets of MMA, and it comes to them just as easily as swimming.
And in your case, how much of what you have is hard work? I'm sure you work hard, Josh, but how much of what you have is hard work, and how much of it do you think is in your DNA?
Well, I don't think I'm really the best person to ask that sort of question, but maybe if you could speak with someone like Matt Hume or Eric Paulson or Bill Robinson, they would be better apt to give you that kind of an answer. But I'll tell you one thing, I trained very, very hard to achieve the success that I've had at this point.
I believe that. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it's our main event, Guy Mezger versus Bas Rutten.